Hey moon babes! Welcome to another moon phase video where we debunk any misunderstandings about the moon, her planetary alignment, and how she affects us here on Earth. If you are a fellow moon lover, you love anything magic, or you love anything wellness, I highly recommend you like this video and subscribe to my channel, Moonbabe Magic. I post content every week regarding any of these wonderful topics, so I highly suggest you become a moon babe as well, because you're a magical being and you know it. Alright, new moon phase. Here we go. The key word here is initiate. The new moon's elemental correspondence is Earth. The moon age is around 1 to 6 days, and the energetic correspondence is yin. So we're moving from yin to yang. The new moon is essentially the first lunar phase of the lunar month, or lunation. It's essentially the opposite of the full moon phase. The full moon, the earth is between the sun and the moon, as opposed to the new moon, the moon is between the earth and the sun. Hence, the moon's shadow is prominent rather than the moon's light, meaning this is a very yin time. So a time of darkness, time of slowing down, a time to tune more into your feminine energy. Now there's something interesting that occurs every once in a while that only happens with a new moon, and it's called a black moon. And this is when two new moons occur in the same month. It's similar to the full moon having the phenomenon of a blue moon. This occurs because the Gregorian calendar doesn't necessarily coincide with the lunar phases. We get a black moon every now and then. Once in a black moon. What's a solar calendar versus a lunar calendar? Solar calendar is essentially the Gregorian calendar. It's 12 months, 365 days, and essentially coincides with the Earth's movement around the sun. Now the lunar calendar, as you may imagine, is a calendar based on the lunar phases. It's about 354 days, which is approximately 11 days shorter than a solar year. What's a sidereal versus a synodic month? These are terms referencing to months based on the moon's orbital period or cycle completion. Sidereal month is based on the time it takes the moon to orbit the Earth, which is about 27.5 days. Now a synodic month, on the other hand, is the time it takes the moon to complete a lunar cycle, so meaning from one new moon to the next, which is about 29.5 days. As you may infer, synodic month is essentially a lunar month. It's the basis for the lunar calendar. Differences between these months occur due to Earth's orbital position as it moves around the sun, and the moon has to keep up with the Earth. What's a metonic cycle? So as mentioned, the lunar and solar calendars do not coincide. Hence, we have a special pattern called the metonic cycle. It's a period of 19 solar years, or 235 lunar months, where the moon phases will fall on the same dates that they did 19 years ago. For example, if there was a new moon on November 4th, 2021, there will be another new moon on November 4th of 2040. Another really cool thing about the new moon is, just like the waning moon, it's a perfect time for stargazing because there isn't as much moonlight in the sky. If I challenge you, this new moon, how many galaxies, stars, and nebula can you see? I'd like to know. The moon's element is Earth because it is the beginning of the lunar phase. And if you have any practice with manifesting or magic, then you may know that this is the perfect time to set your intentions for the month ahead. Essentially, this phase will help you set the tone for the energy you'd like to have throughout the next 29.5 days or so. For example, this month you'd really like to put an emphasis on healthy habits in your life. Maybe specifically you want to have a healthier diet. Perhaps you meditate on this. You meditate on how it would feel to eat healthy every single day. Does it feel rejuvenating, perhaps? Does it feel cleansing? Or does it just make you feel more happy? Whatever your reason may be, really connect to the feeling that you ultimately want and let that set the tone for the month. Ground into it and be it, embody it, so that you can attract more experiences of it. Psychologically, manifesting is really powerful because the more we think about something, we have something in our psyche, the easier it is for us to notice these things throughout our day. So if we're really thinking and meditating on eating healthier, perhaps we're going to notice more really delicious, healthy food recipes out there that you may not have noticed if you didn't take the time to set those intentions and meditate on them. So in other words, it's very much a spiritual experience as it is psychological, which is why we are very powerful beings. Another really interesting thing about the new moon is the spring tides phenomenon. This occurs due to syzygy, when the sun, moon, and earth are all in alignment. The gravitational force of these planetary bodies combined produces a stronger tidal pull. When the moon is in perigee, so perigee means when the moon is closer to our earth, it creates perigin spring tide, which are even stronger tides. One of my favorite occurrences that happens during new moon is a solar eclipse. Now, eclipses occur when one celestial body is obscured by another celestial body passing between it and the observer. For the new moon, this means that the moon is in syzygy, so sun, moon, and earth are all in alignment, and the moon is between the sun and the earth, meaning the moon is either totally or partially blocking the sun's direct light, and this casts a shadow here on earth, which creates the magical phenomenon of a solar eclipse. Solar eclipses don't always occur. This can only happen when the moon is perfectly aligned with the earth and the sun, because the moon's orbit is tilted by 1.5 degrees. If you really want to take your appreciation for the new moon even further, I highly suggest you check out my new moon yoga class, which I will link up here. This is a beginner-friendly class, and it's perfect for any time you need to ground and stabilize your energy to focus on your magic. To end this video, I'd like to share with you all some of my favorite new moon affirmations. You can say them out loud with me, or just simply follow along with your awareness. Take a deep breath in and a smooth breath out. You may gently close your eyes here, or just softly focus your gaze on one point in front of you. My ability to create is infinite and powerful. I am worthy. I sow the seeds of my desires. I am aligned with my divinity. I am receptive to my desires. I am worthy of living the life of my dreams. I trust myself and believe in my magic. Blessed be, Moonbabes. Thank you so much for tuning in to this new moon phase video. As always, the magic in me honors the magic in you. Blessed be.